Greetings, mortals! I am Natus, the ruler of Manga Hell, and today we will be reacting to the newest chapter of Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun, chapter 218, Naberius Kalego's 13 Hours, part 2! Bit of a mouthful if you ask me, but it's fine because we are getting into this hilarious two-parter. And although some who have seen this chapter gonna be asking, it's not exactly hilarious, but it is fun and something very interesting gets there at the end that I'm very excited to discuss. So, with that said, let's get into this reaction. Alright, so first page, we have Kalego looking at his watch, and we get some either narrator or Kalego. 6 hours remain until the time's up. If Kalego is summoned even once before 11 p.m., his familiar contract with Iruma will be renewed. And then we have Kalego talking, "You'll be staying here at school with me tonight." As Iruma is like, "Eh?" And Kalego's like, "Don't act so surprised. Have you forgot about your family? The biggest threat right now is Appa!" As we have Appa be like, "Then." And then we have Appa preparing for it. And have Iruma being Appa-san, they will definitely come to get in my way. I love it how Kalego is talking like he's some evil mechanical genius or some kind of villain. Even though he's literally just like the teacher who doesn't wanna have a familiar contract with his student. And if Kalego be like, "Royal One isn't safe. They could sniff us out in there." And then we have Kalego, "My house is out of the question, so I guess I'll tell Shichiro to get his prep room ready." I'm guessing Shichiro is supposed to be Balam. Or that other guy with the blonde hair. And then you have like, what's that outfit for? Ready to rumble. Because Kalego has put out a battle outfit. Which even again kinda makes the whole over the top like basic hero versus villain trope dialogue even more hilarious. And then have Kalego be like, "Equipment in case of emergency. No, let's head to the prep room." And then we have Appa dashing through the ceiling down to the floor in a badass hero pose. And you see Kalego like, "Huh?" And then we see Kalego grabbing Iruma as Appa looks at him, and then Appa goes to smash into Kalego, and it sends him off. And then we have some dialogue between them, where it's gonna be dropped. That's hilarious. As we have Appa be like, "Kalego-kun, hand Iruma-sama over." As we see Kalego be like, "I refuse. I won't do any." See Appa be like, "I don't want to do anything bad. I'll just put this summoning seal on his head and have him wave hello." Oh, yeah, he's really saying, "You're gonna be a focus for me again." And Kalego's like, I'm telling you to cut it out." As we have all been like, "You really don't know when to give up. Very well." And then Appa be like, "I prefer this method of talking." As he gets ready to have a 1v1 battle with him. Now, before we get into this further to this chapter, I should mention something, or at least some people may question. And that is something that's been established in this world pretty recent in the anime, I also believe, is that lower ranking demons cannot refuse agreements from higher ranking demons. Like, if Sullivan orders something from Kalego will do because Sullivan is number 9, while Kalego is number 8. So why doesn't that apply here? Now the thing is, Appa is Kalego and Balam's senpai because he is older than them and was in school before them. But it never was stated that Appa is of a higher rank. So so right now the way things stand is that Opera seems to have the same rank as Kalego and Balam, which so far hasn't been confirmed, but I think it's very apparent that's where we are going with. So in reality, if like Sullivan shown up and told him, I order you to be Uma's familiar," I'm guessing that would imply there, but because Oppa is the same rank, it doesn't imply, even if Oppa is Kalago's senpai. And then we have Kalago being like, "Church," as he summons Cerberus, grabs Iruma, and then we have Iruma be like, "Kalago sensei, Oppa-san, wait!" As we see the two getting ready to battle, as they have this determined expression. Kalago's like, "I won't let you anywhere near him." And you have all be like, my, you sound like a proper familiar. Which is technically true. Like, this whole, "I will make sure that you're protected, I will make sure that no one comes near you," is basically what a familiar is to their owner. So it does make sense. And then we have Kalago's Cerberus coming in front. As it seems, as one of the Cerberus hats is like, "Spear Howl," and it attacks Opera, as seems Opera just manages to dodge it, or makes a decoy. And then we have, be like, "Opera-san," as Opera jumps off of Cerberus and uses one Cerberus hat as a trampoline to get to Iruma. And he's like, "Iruma-sama, your hand, please." And then Iruma be like, whoa! As Cerberus, or Kalego in this case, jumps in to grab Iruma and to keep him away. Which, even in this art right now, it looks like it's a familiar protecting his master, which is even more hilarious. And then we have Kalego use Claw Cage, as it seems like it traps Opera in. And then the cage seems to start shrinking as Kalego clutches his hands, and Opera gets more serious and breaks out the cage. And Kalago's like, "Your damn strength." And then Opera's like, "Your spiteful magic." So I guess this is like the contrast between the two. And that is, Kalego has more of a magic capability than Opera when he's more physical. So yeah. And then we have the two inner monologues both being, "I'll make you cry." Oh, that's gonna be hilarious because neither Opera nor Kalego are the two who are very like, you don't see the two like crying. They're more like, if the rain drops on their face, that's like the closest they'll get to crying. So in this case, they're gonna try to make each other one cry. And then we have I'm guessing killing Cerberus. Oh, that might be a move. As then we have, I'm guessing Kalego use Claw Punch as they clash with each other. Boom. And then we see, in that mist of chaos, Grand Cocoon as Balam jumped in the middle to keep the two from impacting one another. As we see Appa's fist in the cracked bubble, as well as Cerberus claws in the cocoon technically, but it's pretty much a bubble. And then Balam be like, "Alright, stop. Knock it off, you two." And now Balam be like, "For two adults to screw around in middle school, what were you thinking?" And then Appa's like, "I have the principal's permission." And then I come back, "Sorry, but I won't give in. Don't try to stop me." As Bella's like, "Well, listen, first of all, did you ever ask for Iruma-kun's opinion on this?" As they both realize that and then look at Iruma as he's also in a bubble. Like, Balam knew there was going to be such a crazy battle that Iruma needs to be in a special protection case. So yeah, it's kind of funny to see Balam of all, who is honestly probably like the most immature of the three, being the one, being the adult in the room. And then we have the two actually sitting down in Balam's office, and now they're gonna have a conversation. It's really funny which I I'm not sure if anyone noticed it before or after, but it is true. Like no one actually did ask Iruma's opinion. Like Kago was just, oh, today I'm gonna break that contract. Today I'm gonna break that contract. Where's Iruma? Iruma, come here. All right, we're gonna make sure you're not renewing your contract with me. And for this entire, which means this entire day, I will be with you to make sure if there's any conflict, you and me will not be in danger. Also, to keep you from your family because they'll most likely try to make you that contract with you, even if it's for the stupidest reasons. Seriously, I can already see them summoning me and having me just be used as a stuffed toy or something. And now we have Balam asking Iruma, alright now Iruma-kun, will you tell us your thoughts on breaking or extending your familiar's contract? As we see, calling to Kalego not Bob, and Kalego's like, break it, break it, break it, break it! And now we're like, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it! As Bob's like, hey, well, as Iruma's response was, well, as we see, I guess, a flashback with Kalego and Iruma, even though it was an accident by summoning Kalego Sensei, as my familiar, I caused him a lot of trouble. Which now I think about, but it actually wasn't that many times. Like a couple of starting classes, as well as like one emergency that he was too far to show up anyways. And then we have Onoma being like, if it's possible, I want to break the contract. And Escobar's like, okay, anything else? Everyone's like, to be honest, I feel a little anxious. Everyone has cool, strong familiars, and I had Kalego Sensei too. As we see, Asmodeus' snake and Salago's steed, I believe. I'm not sure what the name is anymore. And I'm not. I think those wings are from Silverstein, or it might also be from some other one familiar. I'm not sure. And then he continues. It was really reassuring that, and that makes me wonder if I'll be okay on my own. And then he was like, I'm sorry. And then Bond's like, Kalego-kun, I know. And Sky responds with, leave us. And then it's just Iruma and Kalego in a room. And then Kalego starts, Iruma, listen closely. I don't have a familiar. And then we have Iruma be like, what? So, yeah. Apparently, Kalego doesn't have a familiar from this chapter. Now, I'm sure everyone's reaction is the same after they read or someone talking about this, about Kalego saying that he doesn't have a familiar. And it's, what? How do you not have a familiar? That you literally had a battle with Cerberus a couple minutes ago. Like, there was literally Cerberus out there. What the heck is that? No. What I think this might mean as to what Cerberus actually isn't so much familiar as much as just like a Kalego's magic that allows him to, that's so vast to a point that he can create something that could be considered as a familiar. Because in this chapter, Upper Step stated, damn, your magic. Even though throughout the entire battle, Kalego was mostly just using his Cerberus. So this is probably what Kalego is going to tell Iruma in the next chapter. That Cerberus is not a familiar by the normal sense. He's just my magic or the spells that I'm most profound on using. Like, that's just what he is. He may look like a familiar, but he is not. It's pure static base. Like base. It's from what I can gather. Now, another possibility is there's actually a more like a deeper reason behind him. Like he couldn't get a familiar, and someone that was dying or something like that gave him this familiar. Which I think was stated in Iruma-kun, or I think there was something mentioned to it, but maybe I'm just confusing. Like maybe like someone was saying, oh, they have a bunch of the same, and then their children have like one or two. But yeah, it's either Kalego's magic itself is on a level of familiar, which explains why he always uses Cerberus in a battle when he needs it to, or the familiar that he's got is actually someone else's that was just offered to him, either emotionally or just see you can use Cerberus better than I can use him, or something like that. So yeah, that's what I think we are gonna have in the next chapter, like us getting Yuma's reaction and explaining what exactly is the deal with this. So it's kind of interesting that Cerberus, that this is like a plot twist at this point. I don't believe it's ever been like taken a note of that Cerberus is different from all the familiars. So it might be the second one, but I feel like the first one is more likely. So anyways, with that said, I hope you liked my reaction. I hope you leave a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.